Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Awakening Star. I am the Oracle. I said that I was going to do an extra reading. For those that watched the Virgo moon reading, I apologize that there wasn't a usual reading as I would normally do. I really just had to go with the energies of that day. And that being said, it was quite a lot. There was quite a lot of negative energy being spoken about. So I really wanted to just lift spirits with this. With this reading. So today's reading is going to be what makes you so magnetic. I'm just going to cleanse the space with my all-time favorite California white sage. Spirit really wanted me to remind everyone that in these readings, this is Spirit coming through me. This is not me. This is not what I'm saying. So with this message of what makes you magnetic, this is not me saying what makes you magnetic. So please, no one be sliding into my DMs because of what I say from today's reading. Spirit really wanted me to make that clear. So this is Spirit speaking through me. I'm merely a vessel and I give the messages that I am supposed to. What else is happening today? So we've got the moonstone in. Obviously, we're just coming out of the last bits of energy from the Virgo full moon. Moonstone's really great for tapping into your feminine, intuitive instincts, your deep emotions and your desire for creativity. I've also got the Aura Rose Quartz Point, which I absolutely love. So I think some of you are actually looking for a love connection at this time, which is why you've been drawn to this reading. I think that you are looking for that little bit of validation in self. So I really hope that I can give you that. I've also brought in lots of bits of nature. There's some like twigs and wood and things, and I thought, oh, there's a lot of witches here. I feel like I've got a lot of witches watching this reading, so welcome and thank you for watching my channel. I really felt your energy really strongly, and just as I sat down to do the reading, 2:02 on the clock, that I really felt the energies of the dragons come in. So if someone was wanting confirmation that they have dragon energy surrounding them at this time, please know that you really do, and that it is your confirmation from me. They are surrounding you and helping you heal at this time because you've called it in. They are right by your side, sitting on top of your house, some are saying. So yeah, take that as your confirmation. So I've got 3 piles today, so take a minute to pick your pile and we will find out what makes you magnetic. Hello, pile 1. This is your reading. What makes you magnetic? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. This card popped out as I sat down to shuffle these cards, and I thought, oh, I wonder what pile is going to get there. And it's you. Abundance and Uriel. Atlantis Angel Uriel and Abundance. I relate in peace, and that's in reverse. And I'm going to keep it as such. We'll find out in a minute. I converse with awareness. These cards love coming out together. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you know that these certain Egyptian cards that they all come out together, and I shuffle my decks thoroughly, but there's something in that. There's something that some of you just aren't paying attention to certain messages, so they keep coming back around. And that's only going to be for people that have been watching for a while. What have I got? High Priestess, High Priest, Responsibility, and that's in reverse, and I'm going to keep it as such, again, just for the moment. The Great Mother, Surrender to the Mystery, Fall into Her Arms. That's also in reverse. Okay, so give me a minute with your cards, pile 1. What makes you magnetic is your ability to achieve. With the Wheel of Fortune and Abundance here, it's very clear to people that you are someone with a higher status, with a purpose, or in an industry where you just shine, and that really draws people to you, pile 1. It's as if that the responsibility is in reverse, because you hold a lot of responsibility where you are, but you wear it so well. It's like people look to you and they think, how do you do what you do? and still remain so balanced, so aware. It's like I converse with awareness. It's like your connection to the universe and your connection to Divine Mother really astounds people, and they understand that you are all one with everything. It's like they see the wheels of change within you. They see you move through cycles. You might be someone that works in cyclical living, or you have something that where you're on a public platform. Most of you, I'd be really surprised if you don't have a content page, or at least a website. So people see you move through the seasons, and it's helped them to understand where they are in the place of the world, and that makes you attractive to people. It's like they can see themselves in you, and it's because you are so connected to nature. It's you're really grounded too as an individual. You're really grounded, Pile One, and people feel that within you. It's like they want to step forward with you because they see how grounded and stable you are, and they see how abundance comes to you. You're not out here seeking it. You're not out here someone that is, I don't know, it's like you're not living in the rat race. So you might own your own business, your own workshop even. I'm hearing it's something like you create spaces for people to come to you. You're not someone that self-publicizes a lot either, but you still have a great following, which is what makes you even more attractive. So it's almost, you're just picking up speed, Pile One. If you aren't someone that finds themselves really in a high status at the moment, you are going to be propelled forward to that. And if that's not what you're seeking, it's like the universe is literally saying it's coming to find you regardless. And maybe you're someone that doesn't seek fame, doesn't seek fortune, hasn't been seeking any of that, but it's coming to you because you work so hard, Pile One, and it's made you be that magnetic that so much is coming towards you that you just haven't asked for, because you've been doing so much for your communities, you've been doing so much for the people around you, that you are going to elevate in status, and it's going to take you by surprise, Pile One. So a little bit more information there than just what makes you magnetic. It's like lots of things are going to come to you and fall into place because you've just been seeking the truth, and now you found so much truth within your own life, and you've been sharing that with others, and now that is helping you claim your full abundance. So what's making you magnetic is your awareness. It's your awareness of everything. This I relate in peace was in reverse, and I think that perhaps you haven't found a space of peace yet, Pile One. This might split the crowd here. So some of you are in a space of peace. You've been doing what you've been doing for a really long time, and you're stable and you're happy where you are, and things are just going to come to you as a surprise, and you're going to just accept them graciously and be thankful for what you have. Now, some of you have been looking for stability for some time, and because you have been conversing with awareness, because you've been sat in an abundant energy and not towards monetary value, and that's allowed so many things to be drawn towards you, because they can see, this is specific people too, they can see that you're not here just for money. They can see that you're not here trying to claim fame or fortune. You were just speaking your truth, and that shines through. It's your authenticity that is magnetic, Pile One. And now that's something that, you know, many of us in this world wouldn't consider something that is magnetic. It's your authenticity, your deep authenticity that has allowed you to be a magnet for all these great things that are coming towards you. It's like you have channeled a lot of your innate energy into a specific practice, into a specific place of study, work, facilitator. A lot of you are facilitators in some way, shape or form. It's like you teach others something, and you might not even be a teacher, you might not be a facilitator, but where you are, you shine. It's like you are the most upstanding light worker, and that's what makes you magnetic, is that you are just light. You might work in an industry that is really, what's the words I'm looking for? You might work in an industry where you are having to be the forward face a lot of the time. So you might be in public service, you might be in something where you speak to people all day often, and people see you and they wonder how you shine so bright still, because they know that you work really hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're the type of people that people just come up to you and want to give you things. You get random gifts from people, and things that you might not be considered as a gift. It's like, I don't know, you might be in the line for coffee and the person in front of you buys you your coffee, and you're like, oh, amazing, thank you. And that is the universe trying to show you that you are doing such a great job, and You are so selfless, Power One. Everyone that is watching this, you are so selfless, and people see that, and that also what makes you magnetic. So now you are going to come into full fruition of things that you perhaps have been asking for, but for a lot of you, things that you haven't even asked for are just going to start showing up in your daily life, showing up in your timelines now, because the earth has shifted. We are moving towards a much more positive outlook on life. So there's going to be great opportunities ahead of you, and I think you're going to feel like you don't deserve them, Pile One, because I think that you've been someone that has really wanted to remain grounded. You've really wanted to make sure that you're doing things for your community and for your spaces and for your family and for your friends, and you've not wanted to seek fame or fortune, but it's like the universe is like, you can have it all just because you are elevating in those other areas in terms of monetary value or a bigger platform. It's not because it's not like you have to give up on where you came from. It's like you can bring everyone with you. It's like you're not leaving those spaces and leaving people in the lurch. It's like you bring everyone with you and they will follow you. It's like, don't be afraid to step out and be in a bigger platform than where you are right now, because that's what you're supposed to do, because you are such innate light workers. That's what you're supposed to be doing, Pile One. So don't be afraid of your expansion, and remember that you will always will remain grounded. You are so grounded, this group. I wouldn't be surprised if you are earth signs, because you are, it's like your feet are solidly planted. You are as planted as this tree into the ground. It's like you're not budging. Pile One, don't be afraid that you will forget where you come from, because you won't. But what is making you magnetic is the idea of people just know, people see your light, people know your light, and they see you shine, and that's what draws them to you. They know who you are at a soul's level. They feel you at a soul's level. They see you at a soul's level. They know what you're about, and they're grateful for you. With this great mother here, it's like you're someone that sees it all. You've surrendered to the mysteries. You've allowed love in, and you've allowed Great Mother to enter you. It's like you've allowed her to move through you, and that's why perhaps you're a facilitator. That's why perhaps you are a teacher, a mentor, a shining light to many. It's like people know that the earth moves through you, that divine light moves through you, and that's what makes you magnetic. People are just drawn to you because they see how connected you are to this earth, to this universe, and to everything that is here, everything that is living. You might work with nature, you might work outside with plants and animals, but they see you working as an alchemist. They see you move from nature into right now. They see you working with nature in your life, in your spaces of living. You might invite people into your home, and you might hold workshops in your home. If that's not something you do, that might be something you want to look into. Some of you, that's just a little extra there from spirit, but it's like they see you moving through time. Maybe some of you literally talk about timelines, shifting time, kind of jumping forward, or people have seen you grow. People have been around you for a really long time. You might have always lived in your place of birth, and people have seen you change through the seasons. They've seen you evolve in your lifetime, so they know what you've been through. And if they don't know what you've been through, they just admire you even more, because they've seen where you came from, and they see you now, and they think, oh, you must have been through a lot to get where you are now. And that's what makes you so magnetic. People want to know your secrets, Pile One, more than anything. They want to be as grounded as you. They want to be as in touch with nature and the universe as you are, and they want to be of service. You inspire people to be of service to others, because you serve from such a high space and from such a high light. You're magnetic because you serve, and that makes people want to serve too. You encourage others to serve, and that's why you are shown such generosity. I think that in the next coming weeks, you might find a lot of people coming towards you, wanting to work with you, wanting to give you things, wanting to make you a part of their life, Pile One. So be ready, because lots is coming in for you. But remember that you will always remain grounded, and you are not going to stray from the path of the divine. I think that's something that some of you are really afraid of, straying from the path of the light, but you won't. It's like, yeah, with this little tricksy energy up here, you're afraid. It was 14:14 on the clock, there's confirmation. You're afraid of maybe the demons and the devils from your past coming to trip you up, but they won't. It's like you are so protected. You live in this wheel of fortune, Pile 1. If you aren't already feeling that, you're going to start feeling it in the next few weeks. So congratulations, Pile 1. You're so magnetic because you are so balanced and grounded. Such an amazing energy you've worked up to, because it takes a long time to 1444. Yeah, that 4 of movement is coming for you. Pile 1, so be ready. Something's happening for you. Congratulations. Hello, Pile 2. This is your reading. What makes you magnetic? Okay, so we've got arrow and focus in reverse. And we're going to keep it as such. We've got Hanel and courage. I always see this as garnet. So garnet is a birthstone of January. It's also great for helping transform DNA, and really grounding into the root chakra and also the sacral. I can be trusted. I honor virtue in reverse. Security in Witch's Cottage. This card loves coming out for you guys. The Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching in a quest. I'm noticing the bird of prey on there. Some type of hawk is wanting to come to mind. Yeah, hawk of some kind is a totem animal for someone. Yeah, some of you. Okay, Pile 2. Some people literally see you as the Holy Grail. They see you as the Mother Mary. They see you as the honorable mother of everything. They trust you implicitly. I can be trusted. It's like you have a feather light heart with the oh, what's it called? I can't remember, but who weighs the heart? In Egyptian understandings, I can't remember, but you have a feather light heart. People trust you. People have seen you stand so tall. Pile 2 with the courage here. I'm hearing heart of a lion, so you might be a Leo, but people have seen you go to bat for someone else. People have seen you battle for something, and this might not be something that's obvious. It's like there's something that's happened in a lot of Pile 2's life where all of you have fought for something and people have seen you fight for it. It's like literally fighting for your life, I'm hearing. It's like people saw you fight for your life and they know that it took great courage for you and great focus. It's like with arrow-like focus, you turned your life around. People were scared at some point that you weren't going to make it, Pile 2. And that's going to differ for whatever that means for many of you. You might have lost your business. You might have, I'm hearing like left a partner. You might have got a divorce. You might have upped and left the country. It's like at some point, everyone in your life really thought that, you know, this might be the end for Pile 2 in some way, and that seems extreme, but I genuinely think you took it to the edge, Pile 2, with something, and that was part of your life path. But what makes you so magnetic is that people have seen you crawl yourself out of the darkness. Yeah, there's like such a divide here. It's like you're in the depths and now you're shooting up here into the stratosphere. I'm seeing this as just like a sun and a star, and it's like you're on your way to being such a blinding light. It's like people know where you're going. People see you. They see you as this witch's cottage and security. People feel safe around you, Pile 2, and that might be a surprise for some of you, but what makes you so magnetic is that you are a comfort to many, and you might think your past has tarnished you in like the eyes of others in some way, but it hasn't. It's done the exact opposite. People have seen you at your worst and now they see you at your best and they just want to follow in your footsteps. It's like you're magnetic and people want to follow you because they've seen you at rock bottom and they know that it's took great courage for you to be able to stand strong for self. It's like maybe people saw you taking some time out. They saw you kind of ruminating on what to do, but you had these pillars of strength behind you. I'm seeing this as spirit guides too, so maybe you've been on a spiritual quest of late and people have seen you grow in that, but it's like you could see the big picture. You knew you had all of this, but you didn't know how you were going to get to this point, which is this point here, and now people are seeing you make it here. You are on this little arrow, you're riding your arrow. Yeah, I'm seeing this as like a witch's broom. So yeah, my witchy people, you are on track towards your great destiny, your great future, but you could see it all. It's like you knew your path was going to be glittered in gold, but you didn't know how you were going to get there. And people have seen you in every step of the way. It's like you allowed people to see in. You allowed them in enough to know where you've been, Pile 2. It's so interesting. You might have a social platform. You might just be in the public eye. Or there is a lot of eyes on you right now, Pile 2. All eyes on you, I'm hearing. And it is because you know something that others are trying to see. Yeah, it's like these two eyeballs here. You might be really connected to the spiritual realms. You might do that as your job. You might do that as like a side hustle, but people are starting to see that you see it all. It's like they've been looking with their two eyes, but you've been looking with your third eye and your heart, and now they understand that you're onto something and you are going to shine doing whatever it is that you are stepping forward into, Pile 2. And if this isn't your energy yet, this is telling you that this is what will happen if you step forward into something that you are afraid to step into, Pile 2. So it's like if you've been on the verge of doing something different, if you've been on the verge of creating something like really outside of the box for what people might have considered to be you, it's like it's going to make sense. So it's going to make sense, a lot more sense than you think that it might make to other people, if that makes sense. It's like people are going to see you and they're going to be like, no, this makes sense. Like they've always shined so bright and I get it. I understand why they were able to have such courage to pull themselves out of this darkness. It's because they shine so bright. It's like it was their time to shine. And it's like people knew that they hadn't seen you shine at your brightest yet. It's like something stopped you, perhaps something to do with a home. You might have had parental figures kind of holding you back, Pile 2, I'm feeling, but it's like something stopped you from shining so bright, and you haven't even seen yourself shine this bright yet, but you're on your way. And that's what makes you magnetic, is that people, they don't just see your potential, they already see you as the shining star that you are. And that's something that you are missing, Pile 2. It's like people aren't just looking at you with potential, they already see you as the shining star that you are. It's just you that's having to catch up with this idea. That's so interesting, Pile 2. But it's like, yeah, you keep searching for something more, but actually everything that you have is already inside of you, and all you have to do is really channel what is in your heart and let it all just flow. It's like really, you've brought all of this energy from the divine into you already in all your past lifetimes, and it lives in your heart. So all you need to do is let your heart open, and you can send this out to your great messengers and people that want to work with you. And it's like the river, it's like you are everything, Pile 2. You are the water, you are people literally see you as the air that they breathe. Now, I don't know what you do. You might be like a surgeon or something, Pile 2. It's like you hold a really prolific space in this world. And they literally, people see you as the air, as their water, as the elements. It's like they need you. People really need you right now, whatever you're doing, Pile 2. And maybe you're not even aware of that yet. You think, why am I being called to this random thing? And I don't feel like it will make sense to people, but it will. It's like people will come, creator and people will come, Pile 2, because your energy is that of the lion. You have the heart of a lion. You have such courage in your soul, and you are so strong. And people see you as someone that they can trust. They see you as someone with great integrity. They see you as security more than anything. And they know once you laser focus on something, they know that you achieve it. So people that have known you for a really long time, they know whatever you are pointing your arrow at, is something to be looking at. It's like they've seen you prosper in other areas, so they know whatever you're going to next or pointing your arrow at, it's like, I want to follow them too, because I know that this person must be onto something, because I've seen them go to something before and they won. So what makes you magnetic is your knowing. You see it before others do, and you might just be ahead of the curve. It's like you always get to it just before other people, and that might piss some people off, Pile 2. I'm not gonna lie. You are my pile that has a lot of naysayers, poo-pooers, and people that are just jealous of you, to be honest with you, Pile 2. And I'm sorry that you experience that. You know, that's something that goes hand in hand with being such a light. It triggers people into, yeah, perhaps darker energies and more shadowy aspects at times. And I think people have seen that too. I think people have seen you have to fight for yourself, Pile 2 as well. And those that are close to you, they know your struggles, they know what you've been through, and they've seen other people try and tear you down in some aspects, or in some in some points in your life. It's like they knew it was other people doing why you ended up where you did, and it's taken great heart to bring yourself back to self, Pile 2. But that's what makes you magnetic, is that you never give up. So don't give up now. I think that you might be stalling on something. You might have something in the pipeline that you're just like, I can't do that. It's just too it's too crazy, I'm hearing. I know that nothing is too crazy. I am all for being as batty as it is, really, you know, and just seeing what happens. It's like, if you can just focus and just see what happens with the courage in your heart, you are going to draw people to you, because you are so magnetic, Pile 2. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If someone is trying to tear you down, it's because they wish they shined as brightly as you, and it's as simple as that. So congratulations, Pile 2. You are a shining light. Hello, Pile 3. This is your reading. What makes you magnetic? Ooh, book and knowledge. Is that going to... yeah. Book and knowledge. Sun Dolphin and love. So Atlantis angel, Sun Dolphin and love, with the Jesus symbol on there. Oh, I haven't seen this card in a while, and I love it. I communicate with compassion. I raise the god, the goddess and the god. Sorry, I praise the goddess and the god, but I said I raise. That's interesting. Magic circle and protection. Yeah, I knew that there was some witches and warlocks here, and thank you so much for joining. I feel very honored. I think that you are very powerful, and yeah, I don't actually know why you're watching my reading, because you don't need to. But I appreciate you being here. The sacred waters, nourishment, replenish, health, rest, and self-care. Ooh, Pile 3. This is a very different energy from Piles 1 and 2. What makes you so magnetic is that you are so attractive, Pile 3. With this, yeah, it's like you are... I would be surprised if you're not a divine feminine, but obviously you can just be stepping in your feminine energies a lot more than your masculine energies. We all hold male and feminine energies within all of our light beings and light bodies. So you might resonate as being with a feminine entity, or you might be a masculine entity, but very much lives in their feminine energy a lot. And being brought to Hathor as well there. But it's like, you know how to take care of yourself. You look so good, Pile 3. Like, you look so good all the time. And people are like, how do they do it? How do they look so good? How do they shine so bright? How do they... Yeah, it's like, you just... I think that you have a lot of sexual energy too, Pile 3. And this brings out a lot of shadowy aspects in people, and a lot of people are drawn to you. I think you're the type of people where if people are in a relationship, they want to leave their partner for you. It's like they see you and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm done. Like, this person is supposed to be my wife, my husband. Like, why did I not find this person before? Oh my gosh, that's such a crazy energy. Yeah, people fall in love with you, pile 3. Like they just fall in love with you at a drop of a hat. It's like they just see you and they're just so magnetized towards you that they just love you. With this protection here, you have to protect yourself often. If you work in magic and you know what's up, pile 3. You don't need me to say this. I think that my people here are those very, you're in touch with your what do I want to say? You're in touch with your feminine wild, and you know how to work it. And some of you love this, some of you love being the center of attention, and for others you're like, why does this happen to me all the time? Why are people so attracted to me? I'm just like trying to live my best life, and you get a lot of shadowy people drawn to you, so you have to protect your energy, pile 3. But yeah, you're just a light. You are just, I think you hold a lot of sacred knowledge within your body as well. I think you are supposed to be attractive, pile 3. That's also something that you're not aware of. It's like you were made to be so attractive because you are supposed to share. You're supposed to share with others, so they are supposed to be attracted to you. But if people are coming towards you that aren't in a balanced energy, then they just think that you're supposed to be their partner. It's as simple as that, pile 3. That's so funny. But it's like they get drawn towards you and they think, oh my gosh, I am supposed to be pile 3's like person. Like you might be mistaken for people's twin flame often. People might come towards you and say, you know, I dream about you all the time, or I see you in my visions and I think you're my person. But actually they are supposed to be coming to you for enlightenment. They're supposed to be coming to you for advice, pile 3. And you've had to protect yourself a lot, and for some of you that's not been in great circumstances, and I'm really sorry to hear that. But now you know you do this for yourself and you understand what is happening. But it's like you're so sacred. Your energy is so sacred and so welcoming and inviting. It's like people are just magnetized towards you, and if they are not balanced, then they turn to these shadowy aspects of self. But you are there to trigger people too. So some people are really drawn towards you, and then it's like as soon as you say, you know, that's not going to happen, or I'm not your person, that's when it triggers them to really do their deep healing. And this might be really subtle. This might be people that just are triggered by you because of your power. It's like they see your light, they see your power, and they just see you and they think, they're unsure about you because they are still living in their shadow aspects, when actually all you are is a light, and you are just reflecting people's own shadows back at themselves. So sometimes people are triggered to, it's almost like they want to find something in you that isn't of light, and they want to pin it on you and be like, yeah, I knew this was what pile 3 was all about. They can't just be of light because they've just never experienced something so sacred, something so centered, and you know how to take care of self. And I think those people that aren't taking as great care of themselves are triggered by you too. They see you living in a balanced way and they are triggered by that. They think that you are somehow, it's like they see you as less than, how do I want to word, not see you as, yeah, it's like they see you living as less than because you are living so balanced. It's like these people that still want to be in these chaotic energies kind of think, why are they living that way? And you trigger them. This is not quite what makes you magnetic, but this information clearly needs to come out, pile 3. I apologize, but it's like you are just divine light, and I think you give a lot of comfort. It's like you give a lot of comfort to people. You work from the heart space, but you trigger a lot of people's solar plexus and sacral chakra energies. Yeah, that sexual energy. It's like you really trigger that, but it's like a deep energy. It's not like you're out here flaunting self or anything like that, pile 3. It's just an innate energy that you have because you are a divine feminine energy predominantly. It's like no matter what sex you are, what gender you are, you ooze feminine energy, and that makes people just swoon after you, pile 3. And I think that you've had to work really hard at balancing this energy and understanding why people are so magnetized towards you and how to keep yourself sacred. I think that you worked really hard at balancing your own shadow and to use that gift in the right way and to see it as a gift. You've learned to really just appreciate your body, appreciate who you are. You might have been someone that struggled with their body because you saw the way that it made people feel. So it's like you subconsciously shut that down, pile 3. You try to make yourself less attractive at sometimes in some way or something. It's like you realized what you looked like was triggering people and you wanted to stop that. You were like, okay, I don't want that, so what can I do? And you started to put these barriers up, or you started to try and make yourself less attractive. And some of you aren't even aware that you've done this. So this is going to be something that is very new to you, this understanding. So please go easy with self with this. It's like you subconsciously knew that the way that you looked was drawing the wrong people to you, or it was triggering people. So you subconsciously made yourself less attractive, and this might have been in your younger years. You did something, or I don't know, it's not giving me specifics, but something happened, or you started to do something differently, and it's because you wanted to hide. It's because you realized how magnetic you were and you didn't like what it was causing around you. You wanted a capacity to be able to balance that within yourself. You just took everything to heart, and that's because you are just love, pile 3. You have such an open heart. It's like you feel everything, and when you trigger people, you really took that to heart, and you felt sad. And even these people that you might have stepped towards you, you felt empathy for them, and you really took that as your own, and you thought, did I do that? Is that something that I did? And it's taken you a long time to grow into self, to know that no, it's just sometimes we trigger people and that is not on us, but it takes time to build up resilience, especially when you are such a sensitive, kind and compassionate soul. You're like Mother Earth. I'm just seeing someone like sprawled out into the soil, and it's like the earth could just absorb you and there would be no difference. It's like you just go straight back into Mother Earth. You're that connected to the divine feminine energy. It's like you are an embodiment of Mother Earth. Like everything sprouts from you, and that's why I see you here. It's like everything comes from your heart space, and you have such water to share with others. You want to share everything. Ideas sprout from you, and you don't keep them to yourself. You share them with others too, pile 3. You might be someone that is going to collaborate with a lot of people, or you're someone that people want to collaborate with. And now if this hasn't happened yet in your lifetime, this is what's going to start happening for you, is that people want to work with you because they see that you are you're a person of the people too. You're here to spread love and to spread light, and they see that you do it because you love helping others, pile 3. That's also what makes you magnetic. But some of you are you're very happy with being attractive. Like that's what you want. You want people to be fantasizing about you. You want people to be drawn to you. You want people to be lured in by you. Some of you might be kink workers, sex workers in some way, and it's like you love having that power, and there is nothing wrong with that, pile 3. Like you are absolutely well and truly allowed to be in that feminine power as long as you are not harming anyone but yourself. So if someone is here and they're like, I kind of want to embrace that more, I kind of want to take ownership of that, maybe of your sexuality or sensuality in some way, and you kind of feel like I'm ready to just own that now, know that you can. Know that that's not a shadowy aspect and want to step into that energy of self. It's like that's okay. It's okay to want to feel in that energy, pile 3. And that's just for you that might be teetering on the edge of like, okay, I want to change things up a bit. You might want to change the way you look. You might be my people that didn't even realize they were holding themselves back, and now you really want to help yourself shine. So trust that everything you do comes from a heart-centered space, so you will never lose your sacredness. It's like, don't worry, you will always be in the divine love. It's like you literally have Jesus Christ here as like your centerpiece to all of this, to all of this nature, to all of this sexual energy, to all of this magic. It's like everything comes together, everything lives together. I believe that everything is as one. So paganism, Christianity, everything is all of the same light. And I know that's going to divide some people, but I see every space as sacred. Every religion, every space of light, every deity, every ideology of worship, I see that as sacred in some way. And you're coming into the understanding of that. Maybe some of you are stepping out of religion and into more of like a spiritual essence and practice, or you're broadening your ideas of what you want to bring into you. Maybe some of you are calling in other gods and goddesses, and that's something you never thought you would do, and you are practicing protection. If you're not and you're wanting to do this, remember to practice protection, pile 3. Salt circles are great, but also just putting yourself in divine bubble of light whenever you're speaking to any type of entities, because we're opening up a channel and, you know, we get some tricksters trying to come through. So always call in. If you're afraid, call in Christ consciousness, or the consciousness of whatever ideology you believe in is your best practice, or your forward thinking practice. But call in Christ-like, call in, you know, the Buddha, or whatever that is to you, the deities that you trust. I'm hearing Kali here. Call in Kali to protect you. She absolutely will, you know. That's it. You're like Kali, and you have all of those multifaceted essences of her. You know, she's strength, she's war, she's love, she's sacred energy, she's sexual energy, but she's also like a mothering essence, but such a force of nature. You're a force of nature, pile 3, but in the most subtle way. But people see it in you, and that's what draws them into you. You might be the sweetest person, but people see this like Kali essence in your eye, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that. I want to be with that. Pile 3. And, you know, own that. And I'm sorry for anyone that's experienced, you know, negative outcomes with people in their shadowy aspects, because that's never okay. And, you know, we're all learning and growing, but I know that it's really difficult when we are the person that triggers people, and we see pain not only caused onto them, but also to ourselves through those situations. So please know that my heart goes out to you, and continue to do what you do, pile 3, because you're so great at it, whatever that is to you. And continue to just be you, because you are more than magnetic. You are magnetism in its divine essence, as in entity. You're just everything, pile 3. So congratulations, and go well. Yeah, I want to give you a hug, pile 3. So that's an energetic hug from me, and you're doing amazingly. I think some of you are just stepping into this energy, so know that you deserve it too. You deserve to be in the spotlight. You deserve all the love that is coming to you, because you are so magnetic, but you've worked at that over lifetime. So remember that too. If things are coming in for you and you think I don't deserve it, remember this is not your first lifetime here. So you must have done some really great things in past lifetimes, or perhaps you're just not appreciating yourself as much as you should this lifetime, because you deserve the world, pile 3. Truly, take care.